Minecraft mods are one of the best parts of the game. You're telling me I can add on even more to this huge sandbox game? Endless mods with cool new mechanics, new weapons and items, and so much more. And for some reason, as a kid I chose to play the Creeps and Weirdos mod. One of the largest genres of Minecraft mods right now is, unsurprisingly, horror. Now, there's been Minecraft horror mods since the dawn of time, especially with the creepypasta Herobrine, but if we're being real, it all started with that dastardly caveman. When the Cave Dweller mod came out a while back, I swear I saw horror mods explode in popularity. I couldn't go 5 seconds on TikTok without seeing a clip of some guy reacting to an eldritch abomination chase him when he's like farming sugarcane or something. Honestly, I've never been too interested in this kind of stuff. I got my fill in 2023 when I talked about scary mobs and bosses, everybody's favorite Minecraft horror mod. But a few weeks ago, this one TikTok about Minecraft caught my eye. The creator was playing a recent mod called The Broken Script. Now, maybe I'm just really out of the loop when it comes to Minecraft horror, but I have quite literally never seen anything like this before. Broken Script was created by Wendigo Drip, MSSHD, and Redstone Wizard 08. There was also an earlier version a month or two ago that was sort of a virus, but don't worry about that. This mod looked so damn fun. It was something straight out of an analog horror series. And I'm technically not wrong with that, because this is loosely based on a Minecraft YouTube ARG by Mark101. I watched a bit of it and it seems fairly in-depth and well made, so I'll link to it in the description if you want to check it out. Fourth wall breaks, terrifying abominations, cobblestone. This mod was made just for me, so let's dive into the world of Broken Script. Right off the bat, this mod is very much a slow burn. I played it for roughly 8 to 9 hours, and even then, I don't think I even saw half of what this mod had to offer. So while I'll talk about my experiences with the mod and some stuff that I missed out on, go give it a try yourself if you're up for it. Also, while you're at it, add on your own mods to have even more fun with it. A lot of people add the big popular horror mods, things like Cave Dweller and From the Fog. As for me, I only added the essentials: Pride Month moths and clay soldiers. Although it isn't June, so they were just regular moths. I guess it'll do. When starting the game, you'll quickly notice a big difference. The mod does its absolute best to mimic alpha Minecraft. It's a little silly considering you're playing 1.20, where you can chisel bookshelves like a goddamn madman, but I appreciate the graphical overhaul. Oh yeah, you notice that, and you also notice that the title screen has suddenly gained tuberculosis. Like I mentioned earlier, this mod takes a while to build up, meant to slowly get you paranoid and eventually scared. The only thing I'm scared of is you not using code TOADBUT for 10% off your order at GamerSupps. Get yourself some caffeine-free chug juice today. I don't have it with me right now, but I own it, I swear. I'll be honest, the last thing I wanted to do was deal with evil entities, so I named the world something to show those ghosts, hey, I'm not afraid of you. Nothing really happens in your world at first. You do your typical wood gathering, mining, all that Minecraft stuff people love. The first thing I came across was this loud ass noise that scared the shit out of me. See, you can even see a ToadBup live reaction where I go to volume mixer to turn it down. But it doesn't matter how quiet you make the in-game audio, because it's always gonna be ear-splitting. The noise is also accompanied by a lowering of your render distance, but you can just flip that back up. The scares are very spread apart, no doubt to help in building up that paranoia. Even after I egged it on, nothing scary happened for a while. This is where you start to see a variety of random events take place. They can be different entities, both hostile and passive. It could be small little hiccups in your world. It could be randomly generated structures. Broken Script does so many things to mess with you, both obvious and not, and I love it for that. Like, there are some random events that just push your character a little bit, and then there's some that send you to super hell. While I'm sure other mods like this have existed in the past, it's so nice to see a super expansive and unique horror mod be made for Minecraft. Now let me tell you, I'm not the only one to take notice. This mod's been out for maybe a month at this point, and there's already like 1 million videos about it. and only 2 videos about the dirt armor mod. Come on, Minecraft community, get your priorities straight. I'm not gonna give you a straight play-by-play on my Minecraft world. I doubt you want to hear about how it took me 20 minutes to find soul sand. It was for the clay soldiers, by the way. So instead, I'll talk about the various encounters I had with broken script in the game, and then mention a few that I unfortunately didn't get to experience. The first entity I came across was, oh my god, what is that? So roughly 30 minutes into the game, I ran into an entity called Circuit. This wacky character loves to hide in caves and is apparently the lowest in their chain of command. They absolutely decimated me. I don't want to see the highest. As soon as I saw it, I wisely blocked myself in and hid, but I kinda wanted to get a closer look at it, so I broke a single block and immediately sealed my fate. I couldn't even hide again because it immediately mined that shit down and then killed me. Their name turned into DieXD412 at some point, which is apparently another entity called Curved, who died from listening to Disc 13 too much. Yeah, that's fair. I think I'd die too if I had to listen to mid for that long. The next event I encountered is one that's actually guaranteed to happen. Null joins the game. I was understandably confused at first, but they didn't seem to do anything. For now. I was determined to get Null to talk to me though. If it didn't have a reason to kill me before, it most definitely does now. More on that rapscallion later. Did some more exploring, caught some moths, the sun disappeared, which is kinda concerning, and in due time, the next scary thing happened. While I was in my tower house, the entire chunk just like disappeared or something. This was significant because I assumed that this was the mod's doing, but honestly, it could have just been a glitch. I love how this mod does its best to do little things like this that could happen in normal games to really get you paranoid. A lot more time passed. In fact, now that I'm reviewing the footage, something scary only happened to me like every 20 to 30 minutes. For some reason, my mod was a lot slower than what I saw other people online deal with. Maybe you could like alter it to be faster in the files, but either way, my playthrough was not constant chaos. Was I just unlucky? Did I maybe break something? I'm still not entirely sure. Maybe they saw my clay soldiers and got so scared they skedaddled off. After mining for a while and hearing some absolutely devious noises in the caves, I managed to make my way to the Nether. Despite being the scarier part of Minecraft, nothing really happened here. It messed with my render distance at times, but otherwise, fairly standard Nether experience. When I got back though, I did begin to notice some randomly generated structures around. Some of these include dirt pillars, these crosses, more crosses. Come on, you're telling me you could spawn Eldritch abominations, but the best you can build is a little dirt pillar? Spawn a pixel perfect recreation of Smile Dog on my roof or something. The next thing I encountered was what I like to call the Rot. It's this black Fortnite storm cloud that approaches you slowly, and you take damage while inside it. The Rot was just straight up annoying. I'd just be chilling with my clay soldier, and all of a sudden, here comes the Rot. Not really scary, but I really didn't want to find out what happened if I touched it at first, not after the cave incident. Immediately after this, I got an achievement called Here I Am, and this black silhouette appeared across the lake. It also wouldn't let me talk, so of course I absolutely booked it in the other direction and started farming in fear. Later on, I noticed even more random structures, like these cobblestone paths lining a decent chunk of the lake. I'm not complaining though, that's a free bridge courtesy of Null. I had another period of peace, but then one of the scariest moments in my entire game occurred. I was doing some off-camera mining on camera, and while I was in this little cave, I heard somebody take damage. I immediately ran back into my hole to listen for more, and then this happened. Someone was mining towards me. Now, apparently it was just Null doing some trolling, but I was not about to stick around and find that out. There's something about playing a single-player world and somebody else being there that's not supposed to, that's utterly terrifying. The game must have known I was yearning for more to happen, because as soon as I came back up for mining and tried to go to bed, an actual error box pops up on your computer, preventing you from going to sleep. Damn, LWJGL, fine. I'll just do some farming instead if you don't want me to sleep. Null, I am going to skewer and cook you over an open fire with an apple in your mouth. After building my beautiful mansion and a waterfall for my axolotl, I came across yet another random structure, this time a weird ugly netherrack square thingy. I don't think the game liked me calling it ugly though, because I immediately got attacked after finding it. This is R2, a fairly common entity you'll encounter in Broken Script. He attacks you relentlessly, rapidly changing the time of day, and if you die, the game will crash. However, it's really easy to deal with. Unlike Circuit or Null, they can't break blocks or jump insanely high or whatever, so I just hid in a tree until it was over. Okay, update, I played more of the mod and R2 managed to break through a mushroom to kill me. I mean, hey, last thing I want to do is spread false R2 propaganda, am I right? It came across even more unique structures after this, like a hole that leads into the void and a booby-trapped house. Turns out that there were a lot of random structures spawning around me while I played, and maybe that's why it seemed like not much scary was happening. This was the scary stuff that was happening, but hey, who knows. But the most terrifying thing in my entire playthrough was yet to come. Possibly one of the most terrifying things you could ever imagine. A random white guy. This is far away, and I encountered it back to back, for some reason. They just kind of watch from afar, and if you get too close, let's just say you don't fucking want to do that, you get jump scared. It's really loud. The footage here is really funny, because I got so scared that I somehow threw my sword. The second time was even worse, because I didn't even see far away. It was just a random jump scare for me. And unfortunately, this is where my experience with the mod ends. Why is that, you may ask? I'll give you one hint. It has something to do with me saying, "Null, Null, are you there?" I discovered that you can actually interact with Null in the chat. It reacts to various phrases you say. Some just give you juicy lore details like saying Entity 303 or Circuit, but sometimes Null just wants to be an asshole. I continuously ask to be their friend, they just start beating the ever-loving shit out of me. I ask if they can see me, they strike me with lightning. I say void, they decide to kill 5 children at a pizzeria. But there were 3 phrases that you can use to get really under Null's skin. The first one is fuck you. Real thinker on why that bothered them. You say this, you'll just die and crash instantly. I can make fun of Null for 10 hours straight, but the second I say the fuck word, then they have an issue all of a sudden. There's also saying Null by itself, in which Null starts speed bridging towards you and then kicks you from the game. And lastly, the thing that ended my run prematurely, saying the name XX Ram to Die XX. That didn't go as planned. Why can't I join back? That was the Null is here phase, which, if activated, will ban you from your own world. Your single player world, mind you. With Null banning me from my own world and the fact that I could be playing the Dirt Armor mod right now, this is where my Broken Script experience ended. And there were so many other things I could have seen. In fact, let's take a minute here to talk about a few of the entities and random events that I unfortunately was not able to see. Big day for people who love Gary's mod missing textures. Actually, you know what? Not big day, biggest day. This is the biggest day of your life now. There's the phases of the moon, which I never actually noticed in my playthrough. I feel like I saw the first or second phase, but I definitely would have noticed if this was on the moon, so probably didn't get them all. Entities like No Texture and Broken End. Broken End is just one of the most dangerous things you can encounter. I mean, look at it. It looks like it would disassemble my atoms for fun. No Texture, on the other hand, is really cool. They're made entirely of those purple and black No Texture tiles, and leave a trail behind it as well. They can also attack you and fill your inventory with the missing texture. And the last entity I wish I saw was Herobrine. Why is Herobrine here? This mod is based around an entirely different ARG and story. How did the glowy-eyed bastard worm his way in again? And not to mention, there were other dimensions I could have been sent to. You're telling me that I could have been exploring decrepit liminal universes, and instead I was catching moths? Actually, I choose the moths again, I can't lie. I could go on and on about this mod, the things I experienced and the things that I didn't. This is just one of those things that you need to go out and try for yourself. There's also a whole lore and story behind this mod, including a hidden world inside of the game files. I'm not gonna discuss that here. I've never really been a huge lore guy when it came to video games. I mean, I played Mario 64 the other day, and I had no clue who this red broad was. Broken Script is really an interesting mod that I look forward to exploring more of on my own time, and I really do wonder, what comes next after this for horror in Minecraft? Cave Dweller spawned a ton of mods similar to it, and Broken Script seems to be gaining some popularity as well. Will we see more mods soon based on slow-burning paranoia? Only time will tell. Actually, I'm impatient. I'm just gonna make the mod myself. Introducing my brand new horror mod I just made called Broken Game. It's like Broken Script, but it lives up to its name just a little bit more. I figured since the game becoming unplayable was such a big part of the mod, I'd just cut out the middleman and make it do it off rip.